Hello everybody and welcome to JGod Gaming. Today's video I wanted to focus on the Gewehr 43, which is an amazing semi-auto weapon. Several of my subscribers told me that I should try this weapon out and do a best class setup for it, and I finally got around to it. And this gun is just beastly, especially when you get the right attachments for it. First off, let's talk a little bit about the damage profile for this weapon. You can see that the standard damage is a 40, 35, and 22. And that means that it does 40 damage up to 25 meters. Then between 25 meters up to 50 meters, it'll be 35 damage. And then beyond 50 meters, it'll be 22 damage. And that basically means that it'll be 3 shots up to 50 meters. And then beyond 50 meters, it'll be a 5 shots to kill, because how the numbers just happen to add up. So let's go ahead and talk about the best class setup, and I'll talk about how that changes the numbers. So first off, I'm going to say it needs extended mags. Bring the ammo from 12 up to 18. It needs that advanced rifling to double its different ranges. And then it needs a high caliber, so you can actually kill people in as little as 2 bullets. And to simplify that down just a little bit, you can see with the class setup, you're going to only have a 40 and 35 damage profile, because there's nowhere in this game that has 100 meters. Even on the largest map like Gustav Cannon, you're probably going to get close to like 75, 80, but never to 100. And one of the really interesting parts is how high caliber works with this weapon. Within 50 meters, if you land 1 headshot, it'll bring your time to kill down to only 2 shots. But if that enemy is beyond 50 meters, it'll take 2 headshots and they will be dead in those 2 shots. So this could actually have one of the fastest time to kill at that range. So now I'm going to go ahead and transition to breaking down some gameplay and kind of giving you my thought process on how to utilize this weapon. So if you are enjoying the video at all, remember to hit that like button. I do have a goal of 300 likes, so if we can get there as soon as possible, I'd be very appreciative of that. Also, if you're new to the channel, I typically cover Call of Duty news, in-game updates, best class setups like you're seeing today. I also do subscriber breakdowns and tips to improve. If any of that sounds interesting, make sure you subscribe with those notifications on. So I'm going to be breaking down how to utilize this weapon on 2 different maps, and the maps I'm going to be focusing on, as you can see right now, is USS Texas, and the second one will be Gibraltar. Both will be TDM, and this one I will go 40 and 2, and the second one I'll go 31 and 0. So perfectly flawless. So if you want to learn how to use the weapon, I'm going to kind of show off its strengths and its weaknesses. Unfortunately, in this gameplay, I'm not actually using my best class setup, and the reason for that is I hadn't yet unlocked them. But right here, you're going to see one of my deaths of the 2 that ends up absolutely making no sense to me. I got out of the way, and the guy just happened to keep firing, which normally people wouldn't do that. You would assume I got out of there, but he ends up wallbanging me through those sheets of metal, and I get insta-killed there. Luckily, I was able to get my fighter plane, and a lot of times you can use the fighter plane to give you a situational or map awareness and see where people are coming from. I kind of have an idea where people are at. You can see right here, as I'm positioning, I'm not sure if the guy was upstairs or downstairs, and I'm able to melt that guy at that range. The class setup I'm actually using in this gameplay is grip and high caliber. That's it. I wish I had the extended magazine so I can actually kill a little bit more people in a feed. And then the second part is the advanced rifling, which you'll see my only other death is a result of not having advanced rifling. Advanced rifling with high caliber and that extended mags leads to a more consistent use of the weapon, so that as long as you're not shooting through another object, you will always kill an enemy in 2 to 3 shots. And that's it. And that's nice to have that level of consistency, because then you can plan around that. If you end up shooting someone and it's 5 shots to kill, imagine how inconsistent that is. I never want those ranges to appear, and for at least half of the maps they generally won't, but in those cases that they do, you're going to be totally screwed when you expect your weapon to kill in 3 shots, and it ends up taking almost twice that long. I'm also running Expeditionary just because I like that extra map awareness, something being able to guard my back. I'm not sure if the spawns are going to flip, so right here I'm just really paying close attention to where the spawns are. My teammates just spawned in the back area, so I have a good indication that the enemies are coming around from their spawn. Keep in mind that this guy popped up on the mini-map, and my teammate decided to run mid-map instead of actually helping out the teammate that just ended up dying right there. So I go ahead and clean that up. I call him my fighter pilot, and this is for map awareness. I know that no one should be behind us, so I go ahead and come through, take these guys out. But the key is that I know where people are on the map. Right now I'm already on a 10 streak. Just kind of positioned, not sure if the spawns have flipped yet. And that's what you got to be aware of. It looks like all my teammates are on one side. I kind of look around this side to see if anyone's there, and my teammate spawns back there. But once I've figured that part out, now I can actually make a move on the map. I place down that S-mine so no one comes around the flank. And somehow this enemy comes right up through mid. I end up melting him. A lot of times with this gun, I'm spamming that trigger. I do have the flip triggers right now, so my R1 is used to shoot. And that's the same RB on Xbox, which really tends to help these semi-auto weapons. So right here, I'm pushing through spawn, kind of knowing exactly where people are at. I'm kind of rotating back because I feel like this guy's going to peek through. My teammate just ends up getting a gunfight there. I turn around, and that's just ultimate map awareness, repositioning. I know I want to call on my fighter plane, So I get in a better position knowing that, okay, they're all right here. And a lot of times what you got to remember is if people have mountain on, just go ahead and shoot where mountain people typically camp. And that's where I end up getting all these feeds. I almost always get 4 pieces, 3 pieces with these. You're going to see in the later gameplay, I actually get a 5 piece. That's one of the reasons that I think that the fighter pilot is technically overpowered. And this is the standard version. This isn't even the Blitzkrieg version. With the Blitzkrieg version, you can actually fly from a higher altitude, get a larger area of the map to hit, so it's less forgiving. But this one, you really got to line up your shots. I know that the guy's right there. I'm firing the weapon. I back up. I end up getting shot at. But I know my bouncing Betty's there to protect me. I get this guy as he comes up. He's kind of skipping, but I'm still able to clear him up. And that's one thing I also want to touch on with semi-auto weapons. If the connection is not good, you're not going to probably enjoy the weapon that much. Because there was several matches where my shots just weren't landing, even though I know they were supposed to be hitting. It's a lot less forgiving when you actually use semi-auto weapons. So right here, I'm not sure where the guy went. He ends up coming around over here. I don't see him that way. So I'm predicting that he's coming around this way. Easy kill. And that's one thing you'll see with a lot of my gameplays. I just got to adjust to the environment, how my enemies are playing, how I want to use the weapon. Because right here, I already saw the guy on the mini-map. I figured, hey, maybe he's up top. Then I went to look down. Because a lot of times with the mini-map, it's a little funky, especially on Texas, where the levels are only halfway different. So sometimes it'll say they're on your level when they're actually below you, or vice versa, they'll say when you're above you. Another little double kill. Bouncing Betty saved my life. So I'm pretty sure that the guys are going to be coming around this left side. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, what do I got to do? My teammates are all in spawn. I'm going to take that guy out. He's in cover. And based off the mini-map, the guy's coming up the stairs. So I was able to take that guy out almost. I was able to hit him a couple times. And I kind of just reposition, thinking he's going to press. But for whatever reason, he doesn't press. I go ahead and go down here, try and help out the teammate. The teammate already took the guy out. So now I'm going to call my fighter pilot. I know I got good cover. Teammates are rushing up. I'm in a pretty safe spot, even though I'm mid-map. I know that there's a guy right there. So when I come out of the fighter pilot, I'm going to know that the guy is right here. So I'm either waiting out right there, position up, and I know the guy should be coming up these stairs. So I kind of back up. And here's where I actually die. If I had advanced rifling, I would have won that gunfight. Unfortunately, there was some guy camping with the sniper, and there's not really much you can do around that, especially the guy was hard scoping through the entire kill cam. There's not really much I can do to counter that. The only thing I could have really done is as soon as I saw him, I could have backed off, and then basically that would have been it, and noticed that that was the sight line. Maybe try for a flank, because you can counter snipers with a flank. They tend to hard scope, especially the ones that aren't that good. I don't even know what this guy's KD was or anything like that. I did peek, and then I pushed back, and I just repositioned and obviously got that little easy kill there. I do have a couple teammates up there. So now I'm kind of thinking, okay, where are people at? And I'm thinking, okay, well, that guy's camping right there. He's not going to help me. Then I kind of peek, okay, is anyone coming out this way? And then I decide, all right, let me go ahead and push around with this teammate. He ends up getting the kill, even though I'm shooting the guy. I shoot him twice before he gets meleeed. Somehow, the guy insta-dies before I even turn around. But either way, I'm coming back through spawn. I go ahead and throw that flashbang there, thinking that the person's going to be there. And you're going to look how hard this dude was camping. Because I don't even see the guy right there. I see his sniper bullet go by. I go ahead and take this guy out, and then I come through, and then there's another guy right here. I didn't know he was 100% there when I started coming around the corner. I just reacted quick enough. And then I go ahead and reposition, come up here. And then what you're going to see is I don't even know that there's a guy right next to me. I just assumed he wasn't there. I see him on the mini-map, and I'm thinking, how the heck did I miss him? But then I turn around, and he has mountain on. Dude literally had to be hard scoping. There's no way he's in our spawn and no one notices him there. So definitely easy kill for me. And then right here, I know that we're only a couple kills off, but you're going to see the overall death count. I go 40 and 2. 2 of my deaths from when that guy shot me in the beginning with the LMG, just spamming it. And then this sniper who was hard scoping. So overall, even without all those attachments, you can see that the weapon performs pretty good. And then even with that ordnance, you're able to cycle through those streaks. So ordnance, expeditionary, all synergize really well with this weapon. We're going to go ahead and transition to the second clip. If you have enjoyed the video so far, do remember to hit that like button. I do have a goal of 300, so if we can get there, like I said, be very appreciated. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. You're still watching, you're probably enjoying the content. Just remember to hit that subscribe button with notifications on. In this Gibraltar gameplay, I go 31-0 in team deathmatch, and it actually demonstrates some of my smartest play you've probably seen on the channel. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the entire gameplay. It's not a very long gameplay, but it does show you off how paying attention to the mini-map and positioning yourself properly will actually lead to more consistent games. So at this point, I already know that all my team is kind of at the middle of the map. I was able to side in on that guy, take him out. Now I'm pushing with my team. I know that there's some guy coming through the little building right here, but since I don't often trust teammates, I place that S-mine to cover my back. And then I'm trying to push forward on this left side because I know that teammate went towards mid, put another S-mine to cover my back, and then I throw another one down just because I'm covered. Now the other one disappeared from the other side. So now no one can really sneak up behind me. I'm just kind of positioning, knowing that they're going to be in their spawn still. I'm just kind of rotating, paying attention, and that's sometimes hard to do. Be patient. I go ahead and take that guy out. He doesn't really even see me. I don't think the angle I'm at, he's looking in a different direction. And at this point, I'm able to make the determination that the spawn's practically flipped. All my teammates are behind me, so now I'm rotating. I throw those flashbangs out because that tells me where people are at on the map. And since I'm not just going to go blindly up to middle map, because it looks like there's a lot of the enemy team at middle map, I just kind of post up and the guy ends up coming around to me. I get stuck on the wall, but I'm coming around the corner and I'm thinking, okay, this guy got killed right here at mid. Let me go ahead and reposition, see where people are at, because I do have that recon going on. And then all the way, it looks like all the enemies are on the other side of the map. The only guy who's going to sneak up on me is someone using mountain. So I go ahead and peek around this side, and then I strategically place this S-mine, because if I'm in their spawn, they will spawn right here, and then they'll actually push back through cave. So depending on which route they go, I'm going to be able to protect myself depending on the route they're going to take. I didn't end up see where the guy went. He ends up coming back to the spawn. I absolutely destroy him. And then I reposition here, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm in their spawn. They're only going to spawn from one direction. Look where I placed this fighter pilot. Knowing that these guys will probably come out of that side, they snuck through. I end up taking them both out. And then now I can see that the spawns are starting to flip. They should be starting to rotate. So now that we have control of this side again, I'm positioning myself to pay attention where everyone's at. And as you can see, I'm throwing these flashbangs, and they're more for map awareness so I can test distance of where people are at. My teammate is in front of me, so I'm kind of seeing where that's at. I go ahead and shoot that guy. My teammate ends up killing him off, so I get the assist. Right here, I'm just paying attention to the minimap, seeing where people are at, getting a good sight line here, because I know if I jump up, if there's a guy sitting on the head glitch above me, I'm not going to be in a good position. So I'm just kind of paying attention. It looks like there's a guy in our spawn. He's coming up. I'm backing up. I'm backpedaling as this guy is running towards me. The second I realize that he has a melee weapon, I'm backing up like crazy. The dude has mountain on. Those are the worst. They come up, they sneak up, they hide, and they just sneak up and get you. In that gunfight right there, you can see that quick draw is not essential, and that 3 shots to kill is absolutely destructive if you land those shots. Based off that minimap, I felt like the middle was safe, but then I go ahead and back up because I know that if I didn't clean up that shot right away, I got to reposition. And I'm looking at where this guy's at. My teammate's up top right there, and I know that the guy ended up just killing him, so I go ahead and reposition. That's the sad part. If you're not going to run a suppressor with mountain, if you fire your weapon, I'm going to know where you're at. Go ahead and take those guys out. I know there's another guy coming around, spamming that fire shotgun, trying to end my streak. But then I go ahead and make sure I reposition again, and I'm just playing smart. Look at this kill with the actual fighter pilot. Absolutely destroys. They all end up in the mid-map, and you can see where I lined it up. It wasn't by accident that I got these kills. Might not normally get 2, 3, 4, 5 kills every single time, but it's definitely one of those streaks that the better you get at using it, the more consistent you'll be. Right here, I'm paying attention to the mini-map, and you're going to see that there's a guy starting to sneak around, and you can see him pop up at the edge of my mini-map. I'm going in and placing this little S-mine. I'm not sure where the guy is, and I see him pop up. He's kind of in our spawn. Look at where I'm pre-aiming. Look where the guy comes right through. And this is an example of why I always go back to how positioning and awareness go a long way, and knowing exactly where people are going to be. And that's one of the great things about a lot of stuff I talk about in the videos, is that pretty much anyone could actually pick up the game, learn how to play the right way, position yourself the right way, and even if your gun skill's not 100% there and you slowly improve that over time, just by positioning alone, you're going to win so many more gunfights. So based off where my teammates are, I decide I need to push up a little bit. I see my teammate gets killed there, so now I'm just kind of pre-aiming. I end up taking that guy out. He kind of snuck up. He wasn't on my mini-map, and I decided to push back because I don't really trust what's going on in that scenario. And that's sometimes what you got to do. That's the hard part. And right now, I'm not sure if they're spawning behind me or in front of me. So I have to make a decision. Let me go back to my spawn. Let me anchor here a little bit and make sure that my teammates are spawning in the right direction. You can see they went off, fed off my team, end up absolutely destroying them, and then all my teammates spawn behind me. I go ahead and take this guy out. Pretty easy kill there. So since my teammate has this window, I decided to reposition. They should have that sight line. Basically, if anyone comes around, he gave up that window. So now I'm positioned again. You can see these flashbangs. I always use those. Guys coming around. I end up backing up again. Those melee weapons, a lot of times they can close that distance. It's almost like glitching where they actually shoot further than they actually are supposed to. And right here, I know there's a guy right here. So I'm backed up. I know my S-mine's going to protect me. If I need to back up, the guy's going to get hit by it. I go ahead and reposition, end up easily taking that guy out on a brutal streak, kill another guy, repositioning, and it looks like there's plenty of guys right there. I'm going to go to the back of the spawn because I want to call my fighter plane and pretty much have good assurance that I'm not going to get killed while calling it in. But right here, they call in a glide bomb. I go ahead and back up to the farthest I can. A lot of times people won't shoot the guy coming right out of spawn because they get that spawn protection. They don't want to waste that kill. So I come around over here. No one's really open in the middle, so I don't really even get any kills. The guy had ghost on, so I really kind of missed that guy. But overall, I already got my counter in, and then I'm going to cycle through, get another recon, get another fighter plane. It just continues the cycle, and that's why this streaks with Ordnance, Expeditionary, all lines up and does really well. And that's why I think Expeditionary is one of the best divisions overall, just because of map awareness it gives you when you hit people. End up lining up that shot real easy. Got another fighter plane. So let me know what you think of this weapon down in the comment section below. If you guys did enjoy the video, remember to hit that 300 like goal. If you can, I'd really appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe with those notifications on. See you guys all in the next one. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.